Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a body weight strength training sequence, so you don't need anything with you except for the mat. Get ready to sweat and let's begin. So we're going to start in Hero's Pose. So you can sit on the ankles, place your hands on the thighs, close down the eyes. Start to deepen the breath. Bring your awareness to where you are right now, on your mat, in your home, or wherever. We always like to begin our classes in stillness, putting our attention on the breath. That way we're really moving in our body throughout the rest of the class, coming from that space of stillness within. Gently blink open your eyes, start to walk your hands forward, come into a tabletop. Tuck the toes under, sit back on the heels. Stretch out the feet and the calves. Then I'd like you to bring your fingers to point to the outside edge of your mat, so your hands are just a couple inches apart from each other. Straighten the arms, and then start to lean forward over the wrists, and then begin to make a circle around the wrists. Bring the hips back to the heels. Start to warm up the wrists. And then switch directions on the circle. So for class today, we usually do a much longer warm up and get you moving first slowly. And so for today, since this is a strength training class, we're just going to jump right in. So know that you always have the opportunity to pause the video, take as many breaks as you need. This class is designed for you to go at your own pace, and you're always in control. So just do as much as you can, and we'll have some fun. Sit back, shake out the wrists, and we meet in plank pose. The wrists come under the shoulders, step the feet back, straighten the legs. Start to push the ground away, tuck the tailbone under, and the hips are about the same height as the shoulders. Usually in plank we see people with the hips dipped super far down, so try to avoid that. It's a lot of weight on the low back. It's not necessary. For here we're trying to build strength in the core. And then externally rotate the arms, so the soft part of the elbow is going to point forward. Your bicep is pointing forward. So start to rotate the arms, shift forward, come up high on the toes, and then bend the elbows, chaturanga. So come down 90 degrees, elbows are touching the rib cage, and then press it back up, plank. Shift it forward, lower down, chaturanga. Press it back up, 3 more. Nice and slow. Shift it forward, lower down with control. Press it right back up. Last 2. Last one. We meet back in plank. Step the feet a little bit wider, and then bring the hips over to the right. Dip the hips down towards the ground. Keep both hands down on the mat. And then lift the hips up. Use the core to bring the hips over to the left. Back over to the right. Over to the left. We'll do 4 more each side. So see if you can imagine pulling your toes closer to your wrists, so you really feel the front side of your body starting to fire up. This whole time you're still pushing the ground away, so you're not collapsing in that space between the shoulder blades. Last one to the left. We meet back up in center, back in plank. And then either knees up or down, lower all the way down to the mat. Baby Cobra, inhale, lift the chest. Maybe even lift the hands up off the ground. So you really utilize the muscles in your back to keep your chest lifted. Hold here. Breathe. Slowly release. We meet in puppy pose. The hips lift up and back. Walk the fingertips forward. And the chest lowers down to the ground. We're filming here in Bali today, so there's a few little bugs that are visiting me, some ants around my mat, so I will try to respect their space too. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Start to pedal out the legs, one leg at a time. Continue to press the chest closer to the quads, maybe even bend both knees, and really open the shoulders up. So you're pushing the ground away, you're finding lots of length between your wrists and your tailbone. But don't worry so much about the heels touching the ground. Whether they do or whether they don't, doesn't matter. As long as you feel the stretch in the shoulders and the back, you're doing it right. Now gaze forward towards your thumbs, and then slowly lower both elbows down to the ground. We meet in Dolphin Pose. So here in Dolphin, the forearms are almost parallel to each other. If you can, try to keep the legs straight as you continue to press the chest towards the quads. Now we're going to meet back in downward dog, but see if you can lift both elbows at the same time to get you there. From downward dog, lower back down dolphin. Press it back up, down dog. Take 3 more, lower down. Press it up. 2. Last one. And lower back down to dolphin. The gaze comes forward towards the thumbs. As you start to shift forward, pull the nose closer to the thumbs and then press it back, dolphin. Shift it forward, press it back. Take 3 more, shift it forward, nose to thumbs, push it back. Last 2. Last 1. We meet back in dolphin. Readjust the hands so that they're, again, your 2 hands are pressed out as they would in a plank pose or chaturanga. And then from dolphin, you're going to gaze forward towards the hands, and then you're going to shift forward, come straight into chaturanga. Press it back, dolphin. Shift it forward, 2 more, chaturanga. Press it back, dolphin. Last one to dolphin. Now as we shift forward, come into chaturanga. Push it up, plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Pull it back, dolphin. 2 more, shift it forward, chaturanga. Push it up, plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Pull it back, dolphin. Last one, shift it forward, chaturanga. Push it up, plank. Lower down. Pull it back, dolphin. Shift it forward, chaturanga. Push it up, plank. Nice job. It's hard for me too. Just keep trying your best, doing your best. And we're going to rest here in plank for 1 minute. So take the time to clean up the pose. Straighten the arms, push the ground away. Tuck the tailbone under. Start to slow down the breath. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Keep pushing the ground away. I know this is tough. It's tough for me too. Hang in there. Shift it forward, lower down, chaturanga. Hold here 1 minute. Just kidding. Push it right back up, plank. Lift the hips, downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. And lower down into forearm plank. So again, both forearms are parallel to the ground. Hips are about the same height as the shoulders. And then you might need to walk your hands back just a little bit so that both of your hands are still on the mat. And you're going to dip the hips down for hip dips. Let them hover above the ground and then use your core to lift the hips back up. At the same time, start to straighten the arms for extended plank. Lower the elbows down, hip dips. Bring it back up. Extended plank. Lower down, 3 more. Dip the hips. Push the ground away, extend the arms. Last 2. Last 1. And then lower the elbows down, lower the hips down. Untuck the toes, extend the arms out to your sides for Locust Pose. So the thumbs are going to face up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, lift everything up. So the thighs lift off, the chest lifts off, glutes are engaged. See if you can get your hands higher than your shoulders. Again, slow down the breath. Now keep that bend in the back, and then bring your hands down underneath the shoulders. Start to lift the chest, upward dog. Keep the glutes engaged, the gaze is straight ahead. Then lift the hips, downward dog. Readjust yourself on your mat. Take a couple breaths here. And then inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, right knee to right tricep. You're going to bring your left heel down to the ground. So you're on the inside the inside edge of your left foot. Left arm reaches up to the sky. You're going to start to lower your right knee down towards your right wrist. Let it hover. Bring it right back up to the right elbow. Lower down. Press it up. 3 more. Lower. Lift. Last 2. Last 1. Left hand comes down, 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to nose. Hold it here. Flex the foot, step it between the hands. Rise up for crescent. Both arms reach up over your head. Extend the arms straight, biceps are close to the ears. Maybe a little bend in the left knee, decompress the lower back. Cinch in the ribs. Soften the breath. Now see if you can keep your arms reaching up over your head as you start to shift forward into Warrior 3. Left leg floats off. So you have almost that plank of wood from your fingertips to your left heel. See if you can lower the left hip down so it's about the same height as the right. Then inhale, start to rise up to standing without touching the left foot on the ground. Sweep that left leg forward. Maybe the hands reach out next to you to help you balance. But that left leg is completely straight. again, just keep doing your best. You're doing great. Hang in there. Bring the attention back to the breath. And then cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Standing pigeon. The hips lower down. The chest rises. The breath softens. Step that left foot to the back of the mat. We meet in Warrior Two. Extend the arms out, front and back. Tuck the tailbone under. Set the hips low so that right knee is almost 90 degrees. And then start to reach your right arm up over your head as you inhale, reverse it back. And then we're just going to pulse here about 10 times. So you're just going to reach, reach, reach. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And then cartwheel the hands down to spider lunge to the left. This left leg is bent, right leg is straight. Maybe windshield wiper the right foot. Then walk the hands forward to frame the right foot top of the mat. Step the right foot straight back, one-legged plank. And then lower down, chaturanga. Keep that right leg lifted. Press it back up. As you come into plank, right knee comes to the nose. Send that right leg back, one-legged plank, chaturanga. Press it up, knee to nose. Let's take 3 more. Send that leg back, shift forward, chaturanga. Press it up. Last 2. Last one. We meet back in one-legged plank. And then option here to either stay, or you can start to reach your left arm forward for awkward plank. So the only thing touching the mat is the right hand and the left foot. Last breath here. Exhale back to plank. Shift forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Extend the arms out for locust. Inhale, everything lifts off. Shoulders, chest, legs. Exhale, lower down. Push it up to plank. And we meet in down dog. Great job, everyone. You're doing really, really great. Keep it up. Inhale, left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left armpit or tricep. Then come on to the inside of the right foot, so the right heel lowers down. Right arm reaches up to the sky. As you inhale, lower the left knee down towards the left wrist. Press it right back up. 4 more, lower down. Push it up. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Right hand down, 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to nose. Flex the foot, step it between the hands. Rise up for crescent. And again, take this opportunity to slow down the breath. You can always modify the poses however you need to make this practice work for you. Keep the arms up over the head. Start to shift forward, Warrior 3. Right leg lifts off. And really engage the muscles in the back to help keep your chest lifted. So it's almost that Straight line from the fingertips down to the right heel. Start to rise up to standing, hands come down to the sides. Extend your right leg straight out in front of you. Lower the shoulders down. Straighten both legs. Flex the right foot. Last 3, 2, 1. Cross the ankle on top of the left thigh. Standing pigeon. Now if you have any pain in the right knee or feels like it's twisted at all or you're causing a lot of tightness, then flex your right toes towards the right knee. So you really engage the ligaments in the knee to help reduce that twisting. Sit the hips a little lower, lift the chest a little higher. Slowly step that right foot to the back of the mat, warrior 2. Send all the energy out the fingertips. Tuck the tailbone under. Engage the core. Maybe even close your eyes for just a couple breaths. Inhale, reverse. Keep the legs where they're at. Left arm just reaches up to the sky. And again, we pulse. So reach, release. 9 more. Reach, release. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Cartwheel the hands, spider lunge to the right. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Option to windshield wiper the left foot. Maybe you can even feel your heartbeat. See if you can try to consciously slow it down. Start to move the hands forward at the front of the mat. Frame the left foot. Step that left foot back, one-legged plank. Shift it forward, come up high on the right toes, bend the arms, chaturanga. Keep that left leg lifted. Press it right back up, left knee to nose. 4 more. Send the leg back, lower down, chaturanga. Press it up, knee to nose. Extend, lower, press, knee to nose. Last 2, lower, press, knee to nose. Last 1, lower, press it up. You could either stay here in one-legged plank or start to reach that right arm forward for awkward plank. Right leg and left hand are down on the ground. Right hand and left foot are lifted. Release the hand down. We meet back in plank. Shift it forward, lower all the way down to the ground. Locust pose. Extend the arms out. Inhale, lift everything up. So now the option here to either stay here in locust, or you can reach back with the hands, grab onto the ankles, and inhale, lift for floor bow. Either way, you're going to engage the glutes. You're going to lift the chest. Last breath. If you had the feet held, gently release. All together, lower the chest down. The hands come underneath the shoulders as you press back to child's pose. The hips come to the heels. Walk the fingertips forward. And start to tuck the toes under. We meet back in downward dog. From downward dog, we're all going to meet at the top of our mat in a yogi squat, malasana. So you can either just walk the feet forward, outside the hands, or maybe you want to step and float through a handstand. Oops, the ceiling's a little low. And then step the feet outside the hands, sit the hips low, malasana. And then sit down the butt. The legs come a little bit more forward, so the feet are still hip distance apart. The hands come behind you for a shoulder stretch in reverse tabletop. So the fingertips point towards the heels, and then start to lift the hips up. Maybe rock a little forward and back. Feel that stretch in the front side of the shoulders. And then slowly lower the hips down. And then reach the hands forward. We meet in low boat. Boat pose. So here the shins are parallel to the ground. You start to reach your hands forward towards the feet. So the chest comes closer to the quads, but at the same time you're pulling your shoulder blades back. So instead of rounding the back and trying to hug the neck in, you're really lifting from the sternum. You're lifting the chest, opening the heart. As we inhale, lower down, low boat. Legs extend. Whole body is like a plank of wood, like hollow body. Bring it right back up, boat pose. Inhale, lower, and lift. We got 8 more. Lower down, lift it up. Keep the core engaged. We're all doing our best. Keep it up. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1, we meet in boat. Hands come together. Both hands come over towards the right. The right elbow is hovering above the ground. Bring them through center, over to the left. Back over to the right. Over to the left. Modified Russian twist. Start to find some rhythm in your breath. Last one to the right. Last one to the left. Bring it right back up, boat pose. And then gently set the feet down, lower the back down. And start to walk the heels closer to the hands for bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips up. Really engage the glutes. Imagine pulling your heels closer to your shoulders. So instead of making the quads do all the work, we want to switch that engagement to the back side of the body. And to do that, we engage it by pulling the heels to the shoulders. Three more breaths here. Really lift with the hips, push, and slowly lower down. Once the hips touch the ground, windshield wiper the knees. Try to resist the urge to immediately hug the knees into the chest. Instead, it's best to release the tension first. Now you're going to bring the legs together, and then bring both legs over to the right side. Let the knees rest down. Extend the left arm out to your side. The gaze comes towards the left hand. for a gentle supine twist. Try to resist pushing or pulling yourself into this pose. It's actually better to just relax the muscles and let gravity do the work. And with the help of your right hand, bring your knees back up to center. Maybe hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then bring both legs off to the left. And extend the right arm out to your side. It's really easy to hold on to tension in the face, the fingers, and especially the feet in this pose. So maybe close the eyes, do a quick body scan and see where you can release the tension. How can you soften the breath? The knees come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. Give yourself a big squeeze. Be so proud of all the work you just did. I know that was tough, but you did it. You made it through. You should be so proud of yourself for stepping on the mat today, moving your body, connecting with your breath. That's what it's all about. Slowly extend the legs out to the corners of your mat as you take your final pose of this practice, Shavasana or corpse pose. The hands come out to your sides, the palms face up to the sky. Take a deep breath in, fill up the lungs all the way up to the top. Maybe pause at the top for a moment. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. Seal the lips. Try to add one more second to each inhale. One more second to each exhale. And allow yourself the opportunity to just melt into your mat. Bring the attention to the breath. And if the body is twitching, or if you feel like it's, somehow you have energy jumping around, just let the body do what the body is doing. There's no need to analyze it or change it. It's just your nervous system sort of running an inventory of all the changes, taking count of what muscles have moved and changed. So it's perfectly normal to feel that way. So if you can, just try to surrender your body to Mother Earth. Bring your attention to the breath. I encourage you to stay here in Shavasana for at least a couple of minutes. So we'll end the video here. Take as much time as you need. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, for moving, for doing your best. I'm so proud of you. We'll see you in the next video. Sending you lots of love and peaceful thoughts. Namaste, yogis.